afternoon. My name is Ryan King. I'm the digital experience designer at the Sackler in Washington, D.C. You can access all of these slides and follow along at tinyurl.com/mw17interns. As well, there is a Google form meant for sharing ideas. I'll be going through thoughts I have on how to engage and motivate, energize your interns, but please, it's going to be kind of a collective, interactive experience. And I was going to embed the form in the slides, but I figured I'd have a higher response rate if I flipped it and embedded the slide link in the form. A little sneaky. So to get started, I'm going to highlight two examples of internships we offer at our museum. But we have internships spread across departments and disciplines. I will first be focusing on our video internship. Now, it's a hands-on experience covering all aspects of audiovisual multimedia production, including film work, lighting, camera setup, audio production, and editing. And as well, they are encouraged to create their own capstone video that's highlighted on the museum's YouTube channel, largely behind the scenes and studio work. The other example I'd like to highlight is our Teen Council. It's a group that meets twice a month with guided activities, snacks are provided, and they serve as a committee for youth programming for the museum, generating ideas and helping implement special projects such as the annual Teen Takeover of the museum, which this past year included Pokemon stops, DJ sets, and a Google Cardboard project pictured here that they piloted. Participants have remarked that the Teen Council has taught them to work with technology, meet different people, cultures, and learn about art in ways that they will take with them forever. It's learned that it's been beneficial to try new things and go outside their comfort zone because it provides amazing experiences and opportunities which help them to grow. So what do interns want, and how can we make their experiences meaningful and impactful? The first item is a relevant experience. Interns should be doing work relevant to their major, that's challenging, recognized by the organization as valuable, and that fills the entire work term. Secondly, we should be working on skills acquisitions and professional development. Interns have commonly remarked that they would like possibilities, including workshops on cover letters and resumes, intro to WordPress or digital art history tools. Indeed, we also include panel discussions by young museum professionals. We currently have a mentor pairing model, but we're considering moving to more project-based model where they're working in teams towards a group project throughout their term. We also do conservation tutorials and tours, and they really crave exposure to curators and other museum professionals. Within our department, we make sure that they have adequate studio time to work with equipment, tutorials for software, and time for creative freedom and critique. Interns often request that they really value recognition of achievements and inclusion throughout all of their projects. And it's important to make sure that they feel a part of the family and culture of your institution. We do so by things as easy as including them on our departmental newsletters. Anytime we have new interns, and also anytime they release projects, we make sure to highlight those at the very beginning of our newsletter. We also recognize them in blog posts, by luncheons and award ceremony, and involving them in as many meetings that are applicable to their project. Feedback and communication is important, with evaluations to be conducted halfway at the final points, and also just opportunities for them to give you and your team feedback on ideas of working more efficiently and making the projects fun and in line with what they are studying. Also just being personally available to your interns. We've also implemented new tools for communication with Slack serving as an instant messaging channel, and Asana as a project management one, which they said helps them visualize project tasks and gives them control to manage their contributions. And also publishing outlets, encouraging them to reflect and contribute their writings, drawing on their studies and areas of interest, giving them access to curators, libraries, conservators, and research tools, as well as encouraging to contribute blog posts as well, to further kind of democratize knowledge as journalistic pieces, and again, kind of providing a behind-the-scenes look of the operating of the museum. Social networking gatherings, again, kind of belonging part of the group, and sharing experiences outside of their specific roles and departments so they can see multiple channels and career paths in the museum. We've also been working on having a thorough and consistent onboarding process. So from the very beginning, you should be sharing your mission, values, and culture, and we'll move either through regular intern breakfast, meet and greets, library tours, or lunches with various staff. We also have a group sit-down discussion a couple times a year with the director, and we are working more on group field trips and art walks through the galleries to informally chat about art, museums, and also going to nearby institutions, and just mainly having encouraging fun throughout the whole process. But with that also, there's a lot of feedback that it really creates structure and support. So having clear systems in place and a centralized source of information, so having a handbook, a website, but also realizing that interns are often doing school, work, and everything else, so providing flexibility and scheduling within that structure. And then finally, diversity enrichment. So working towards growing a diverse workforce and exposing different work styles and personal and professional backgrounds. And now to switch gears a bit to talk about funding, I want to mention to be creative. If you don't have an internal funding mechanism for intern stipends, try to identify your institution's unique offerings and see where you can align with external sources of support. Or consider providing alternative support, such as course credits or sending your interns to conferences or workshops related to their project. I've listed a few examples that you can pull up on the online slides, one of which internally is our Richard Louis Memorial Internship for high school students, made possible through the Richard Louis Memorial Fund. And it allows practical expertise in an Asian Art Museum setting. I currently have a DNC Communications intern in Chelsea through this offering, and it's great. So they work both on research for their course projects and receive funding through that channel. New York City has announced last year a joint $1 million initiative, half funded by the city and half funded by the Rockefeller Foundation, to fund students at cultural institutions around the city. So take a look at municipal and regional funding sources. And like I said, align them to what your specialty is. So there's a CHS Foundation, it's a farmer-owned cooperative working to help America's farmers become more successful and funds placement of interns at interpretive centers focusing on American agriculture. Now, if you're interested in reading more, including my source material and reference articles, and finally, I'd like to conclude by highlighting some of our intern work. So if you have a chance, please take some time to look at the video projects and blog posts that the interns have produced, as well as some examples of highlighting intern work at your institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.